Before I really introduce them, and you've already heard them, and you've been hearing them for a number of months, they've, in one case, we have already a great congressman, and in the other case, we're going to have a great congressman. Those are terrific people. Mark and Ted, they're going to be very representative of your views because the Democrats aren't. You know, I wrote a few little things down, and if you look, and you don't have to look down, all you have to do is say very simply, open borders, they want to abolish ICE, they don't mind crime, they want higher taxes, they want to knock out your Medicare because they want to go socialist, and somehow I don't see North Carolina as being the next Venezuela. Do we agree? I don't see it, but you know, we have a couple of friends here, and I want to just say, Virginia Fox, where's Virginia? She's so great. Where's Virginia? These are incredible. Hi, Virginia. Thank you, Virginia. Representative Richard Hudson. Where is he? Hi, Richard. Great job. And you're really doing a great job, but we appreciate it. It's called Tax Cut. Tax Cut, Richard. The man with the greatest name in all of politics, Patrick McHenry. Patrick. And he's been fantastic, and a real leader and a real friend, too. Another real friend, a very, very special person, strong, tough, incredible leader, happens to come from the area, if you don't mind driving about 3 hours, right, Deb? But they drove down about a 3-hour drive, and he's an amazing guy, Mark Meadows. Mark. And Representative Joe Wilson. Where's Joe? Is Joe here? And his son has been incredible. Hi, Joe. And his son, by the way. His son is really outdoing you, Joe. That's okay, though, right? We don't mind. Good fathers like that. Bad fathers, they're not so happy about that, right? But anyway, now we have a lot of other representatives here, a lot of other friends. But we need help in Congress. We can have all the ideas we want, but we have some really bad people that are running for office. Bad people for a lot of reasons, but primarily because they're doing a tremendous injustice to our country. I don't know if they really believe this stuff. A lot of it's hard to believe that they believe. Because you say, how do you believe in open borders where the entire world population can pour into our country? I mean, we have a beauty running in, as an example, in California. I watched it last night. Running for governor. We have a great guy in John Cox. I think he's going to do well. He did a lot of surprises. Gave him a big endorsement. He went up like a rocket ship. And he's fairly close. You know, in California, you're not supposed to win as a Republican. I don't quite understand that for statewide. But we have John Cox. He's doing fantastically. But the man who was favored, I guess, probably still favored, but he said he wants health care for everyone. He wants everything for everyone. He wants to open up the borders. He wants to take care of everybody. And I was just saying, what happens if the whole world decides to go to California? That means they're going to take care of the whole world, right? I guess. Where do you stop? You're going to take care of a lot of people, but they're not going to be able to do it very long because it's not going to work. So I just want to thank the two people that really we're here for today. Raised a lot of money, and you folks are the ones that did it. Ted Budd and Mark Harris. Really great.